What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rianne Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. We are back in studio. Happy to be here. Francesca, how do you feel being back? Probably upset, I assume.
I'm not happy to be here. I am not happy to be here.
That's mean.
I almost cried leaving this morning.
That's mean.
I'm happy to see you, but
Thank
not
you.
happy to be here.
I get it.
I would love to see you in many other places besides here in this
Okay. All right. Well, that's a great start to the episode. Fortunately,
It's just, it's just New York. I've complained about it far too much.
you are somebody who usually loves New York City.
I do love
though.
New York. I don't love New York when it's 90 degrees.
That is true. But honestly, I will say a nice breeze has been coming in
Yeah.
the past 2 days. And
Imagine how nice that was.
yeah, I'm sure.
Up-
I'm sorry.
up
I'm
north.
sorry you have to be here, okay? I'm so sorry. But we are
I'm
here.
back.
I think I'm suffering a bit of a cold.
There's a little summer bug going around for sure. I've had a bunch of friends get sick as well, and I was sick like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I had this thought like literally maybe yesterday or the day before, and I was like, dang, I haven't been sick in a while. Good for me. Like I was like, nice.
You brought it.
And then
back.
all of a sudden I woke up today and I feel like shit. So I think it was my body telling me that it was coming,
Yeah.
but it was more like a proud that I haven't been sick in a
Yeah.
while. But anyways,
I like
dealing with
those
that.
earrings.
Thank you. I've been wearing them quite
lot?
often. Yeah.
Really? I feel like
Oh,
because your hair's pulled back more, I'm really getting a good look at them.
oh, thanks. I've worn
Yeah.
them many of
Are
times.
they heavy?
No.
No. They're large,
Yeah.
but I like them a lot.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I like your sweater.
Thanks. I've been wearing it probably in every recording we've done because it was the only sweatshirt I brought to Martha's Vineyard. So I just had it on at all times.
You
And
look
I came
cozy.
here right from the airport, so it's still on me. Very comfy. And my mom was like, my mom was like, I love that. She was like, is that yours? Like something that we made. I was like, no.
Not quite. Not quite.
No, it's boys' lie. I was like, it is not something that we made.
Right.
She was like, damn, that's really nice. If it was something you guys did, I was like, yeah.
If only we could.
Yeah. I was like,
Um,
it is good. That would be nice.
Yeah. I don't really have much else going on,
No, not too much either. Just back in the Big Apple,
One of those days I just want to be horizontal.
Yeah, I feel you.
I really am not feeling great today.
Yeah.
And I'm quite tired as well. But we're going to push through, all right? And we're going to have a semi-decent episode. It's not going to be great because the topics are unfortunately
Yeah.
quite sad or
sad
not good.
and disturbing.
Yes. So let's get into an
Wow,
episode of
let's
Chicks in the Office called Sad and Disturbing.
Let's kick it right off.
Anything else?
No. No.
Did you start Suits yet?
No.
Are you going
My
to?
brother's
or
a
no?
big. I know. I actually think I am going to
Okay, I won't force you to it.
because Love Island UK just ended.
Yeah.
So, well, for the UK viewers, it's not done on Hulu yet, so I won't spoil anything.
It was spoiled for me on my For You page on Twitter.
Damn, that sucks.
I don't follow the Love Island page.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
it
on the For
it
You
came
page
up,
on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it came up.
It is. I will say, if you do watch on Hulu, it is pretty hard to avoid that last week when it comes out. But no, I've been with my brother a lot, and he's a big put on a movie that's on TV guy. Like goes through the movie channels and puts on a movie. So
I like that. Some commercials.
Yeah. Sometimes there's commercials.
Or in the 300s.
Yeah, exactly. That's like, we're on Showtime or something, So I have just really been like the nights when I'm normally home in my apartment and I would turn on my normal show to watch or would start a new show or something like that. I have not done because I'll just be sitting on the couch and watching a random movie. Last night we watched Catch Me If You Can.
Great movie.
I had actually never seen it.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Great movie. Fantastic
It's a great movie. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I fell down a rabbit hole of like reading about that guy's life afterwards. And apparently they think he lied about all that stuff.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, he lied.
It's like he wrote the book and then they obviously made the book a movie, but then people say that he actually lied about most of the stuff he said he did in the book.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's still a great movie.
No, it's 100%. It was really a great movie. That's my favorite Leo era.
Yeah, I realized I will watch anything that they put Leonardo DiCaprio in.
Yeah.
I tried watching. I never even talked about this a couple of weeks ago when I watched Little Women and I watched Midsummer.
Yeah.
I tried watching. What's the name of it? It's Mark Ruffalo and Leonardo DiCaprio, and they go to the asylum. Shutter Island.
Oh, I've never seen Shutter Island.
Too scared. I was interested, but once again, too scared.
I just saw a clip of it on TikTok actually, like earlier this morning.
It's
a good movie.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a good movie. I just one of those I got scared.
Yeah.
But I also realized something the other night when I was going to bed. I had this thought where I was like, why don't I, like you with the Jonas Brothers, right? Like you fucking love and support them through anything. You will listen to everything. You mostly like everything they put out.
True.
I don't have that with an artist where I like everything they do and everything they put out. And I realize that sometimes I get attached, but most of the time don't get attached to the artists and more so the music.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can name an album from different artists that I love so much, but then hate another album they put out.
I just think that is more reflective on your particularness when it comes to music.
But you don't like everything the Jonas Brothers. There's songs that you don't like.
No, but I'm saying like I feel like that falls
she'll
more
like
into
majority of the music.
She likes like regardless of what genre, like she, you will listen to a song that you like regardless of genre or who the artist is, whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting thinking about it because I was like, obviously Fine Line, Harry Styles. I love Fine Line. But I didn't love Harry's House.
Yeah.
And I have tried and tried again. I still don't love it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like a lot of people, and this is nothing against either.
No.
But I was like,
I also think most people are lying when they say they like every single thing that comes out from one person.
That could be.
That's a joke of like you press play for 1 second, you're like, oh my God, I love this.
Yeah. Right. Like I just
because like I would say I love a majority of what the Jonas Brothers put out, but there's some things that I don't listen to.
I didn't really like John Mayer's last album.
Yeah.
That's big of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, why don't I like get attached to like But I think it's just more like you said, a taste.
Yeah, and you also
when something hits me, it hits me.
Yeah, you also move in like short spurts of obsessiveness.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a longevity thing. You're not holding on tight forever, but you'll love that thing for a month and then you'll find a new thing to love.
Yeah. That doesn't make me sound great.
No, I mean I don't think it has any negative connotation to it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like that. That's not how you treat real people in real
That's
life.
true.
It's something like I'm talking about like fucking TV shows.
Right. Like right now, I love Suits.
Yeah.
Well,
like nobody loved that first season of Outer Banks like you did.
Right.
But that didn't mean you loved the second season.
And it didn't mean I loved the second season or the third season.
The
it didn't have that.
wasn't
Right.
there.
There's like a couple of things that have that for me with shows.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a nostalgia thing for me.
Yeah.
Like Entourage and Friends, like all those shows that I will continue to watch all the time.
Yeah.
It's because I feel like I watched them years ago and I continue whatever. I
will
just find something to talk about.
I am very interested in starting Suits though, because now I just feel like I see everybody on the internet talking about it / thinking that Netflix there's some inside job happening, that Netflix is like, we're going to get everybody to watch Suits.
I don't know if it's an inside job or more just marketing. Like,
right. I think it's also like Netflix has an algorithm, right? And when some people start to watch something, it gets pushed out to more people because it's like, oh, this is popular. Now it's going to be the first thing on everybody's screen when they open Netflix.
If they paid a lot of money for it, then they're probably like, let's market this a lot more than other things.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
I will say I'm very happy that I started Suits, a new show with a lot of seasons. Because you can't just keep going back to the same shows you watch over and over again.
That
you
is
just
true.
can't. So I'm happy I got a new characters, new storylines up in here that I've been thinking about. But anyways, that's about it,
I saw a picture. I guess this is like kind of a topic, but not really, because I don't really have any information on it whatsoever.
Fill me
in.
I
saw a picture on Backgrid of them taking down the Wicked set. And I was like, what does this mean?
They're recasting.
Because they weren't done.
They're recasting Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater.
They were not done filming, but I don't know, maybe if they need the land or something, but they were like, it looked like they were taking down, maybe they finished all the scenes that they needed to do in that spot. I don't know. But it raised an eyebrow for me for sure that they had like construction crews taking down this set when we know for a fact it wasn't done yet.
I'm planning on making a great meal when I get home from recording this podcast. Guess what I plan on making?
You told me.
Lamb chops. I'm making lamb chops. I'm making mashed potatoes. And I got everything delivered through Instacart. It's currently waiting for me, ready to be made. And I got it all through Instacart. I am an avid Instacart user. I use it every single week. Sometimes I get groceries. Sometimes I get makeup. Sometimes I get, last week I needed a notebook. I didn't feel like running to the store. I used Instacart. They have it all. Also, if you're spending the day at the pool, the beach, the lake during the summer, through Instacart, you can make sure you have everything you need for the whole family, whether that's SPF or fresh fruits and snacks, delivered in as little as 1 hour. With delivery via Instacart, I can easily order my groceries and other summer essentials, like I already mentioned. My groceries are waiting for me. And I can't wait to cook tonight thanks to Instacart. Just order online or via the easy-to-use app. I personally use the app. I think it's super easy. What I love most about the Instacart app is that you get everything you need from the store, and then your Instacart shopper will communicate with you to make sure they're getting everything you need. Say there's not something there, they offer a recommended product to you, and it's very easy to communicate with them and get all the things that you need. Instacart shoppers shop for you like you would shop for yourself. Visit instacart.com/chicks to get $30 off your first order. That's instacart.com/chicks to get $30 off your first order of $80 or more, and also get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Minimum $10 per order for delivery. Offers valid for a limited time. Additional terms do apply. If you do get alcohol, you must be 21 or over for alcohol delivery where it's available to you. Did you see Ariana Grande was promoting her new perfume? And I saw people writing like, I wish I had the level of I don't give a fuck that Ariana Grande has. Like, she's just on Instagram being like, here's my new Pink Cloud perfume.
No, I didn't even see her.
A marriage is crumbling before our eyes, but here's my new perfume. Buy it. People are going to buy it because they loved her.
The people first do love the perfume. First Cloud, yeah.
Yeah. I see I bought it. It doesn't have longevity in the smell.
Oh, it dies fast?
Dies fast. It was a fast use for me. Yeah. I got sick of it pretty quick.
You've been using the same stuff, right? The ones your combo that you like?
And oh my gosh, I received the best compliment at the Jersey Shore when we were there. A group of girls who, by the way, were like the cutest group of girls ever. I was so excited to meet them. We all took shots together. I was like, I want to be best friends with you guys. They were just so delightful. And they were like, I first went down the line of all the girls and complimented them one by one because they just each had their own individual style that I really appreciated. And they were like, this may be weird to say, but you smell amazing. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's not weird to say. That's the highest of compliments.
It's the best compliment.
And it's something I aspire and have aspired for with my search of new perfume. Mm-hmm. And it seems as though I reached my goal. And these group of girls gave it to me. And so I will continue to wear this perfume.
It is a very good combo.
Yeah, for anyone who wants to know, it's dead cool.
Yeah.
It's a combination of 2 scents, extra milk and taunt. I do
You're
2.
You're not gatekeeping this one?
No, I'm not gatekeeping it. I was gatekeeping Le Labo for a while until I realized everybody uses Le Labo. Yeah. And then I was like, there's no reason to gatekeep this. Everybody uses it. Got sick of it because I started smelling it so much on other people. I said, this isn't my signature scent now. So I have moved on to this. So it's dead cool. It's extra milk and taunt combined. Love it. Live it. Wear it. It's great. This is not an ad. I genuinely love it.
No, I know. In the summer, I like more of like the citrusy floral stuff. I mean, I've been using the same one forever, but the sniff.
Yes, the citrus.
The sniff citrus scent is so good.
So
and
good.
That shit has longevity.
Yes.
Like my other one, I use like the replica Under the Lemon Trees one. Normally, that's like my go-to everyday one. And I give myself a few good spritzes of that one. The sniff one, 2 max, and you are good.
It smells great, and their candles.
Yeah,
I've been burning the candle.
So nice.
It is so good. I love just smelling nice. It goes a long way, people.
And they're in Ulta now.
They are.
I
saw they were
Instagram.
so cute. They went to the stores. Smelling nice really goes a long way.
It does.
It does.
And that is real. I will say that is definitely one of the more underrated compliments.
Is when somebody tells you smell good. Because you're like, wow, I smell. Like, think about when people talk about Rihanna and they're like, she smells amazing. That is such a great compliment to have. You don't want to be someone who smells bad.
No.
But also, like, you don't want to be someone who just doesn't smell. Like, at all. Like, you just have no scent. You know what I'm saying? Because I did that for a while.
That's better than
smelling bad.
Yeah. But
having
I've
a scent is great. Like, I think all men should wear cologne. Oh my God, I die. I'm getting excited.
Yeah, a good cologne.
My man, he smells delicious.
Does
really
he wear
great.
cologne every day?
Yes.
See, I only wear when I'm going out. You know, like I'm not wearing it now.
Yeah. Joe's similar with that. I got Joe one that I really, really liked, and now it got him. He didn't really wear it too often, but now he really likes it. Yeah. He's like almost out of the bottle.
I like obsess over his smell. It's kind of not weird. I think you should like the way your partner smells, but man, it smells great.
I just order the samples of Le Labo.
You're gonna dip into Le Labo?
No, I've been using it for a
really?
while. Yeah.
Which one?
Did you copy me? Did you?
No, I didn't copy you. You know why I use it? Because when we went to Seattle for they had the things there, so I took a bunch of the shampoo and then I was using it for a while. And I'm like, this smells good, so I went on their website, but they have like $7 samples. I order like a bunch of different ones. And just whatever I'm feeling that day.
So then you don't really have it. So you don't really have a scent. I have like 3. Trying out a whole bunch of different ones.
Sometimes I'm feeling one. Sometimes like, but also
as long as you are looking out to smell good.
Yeah,
no
the
problem.
samples last because I only wear when I go out a month. I would never need to buy a full bottle, and then I feel like I'm locked into that scent.
That's fair. I mean.
But it is a cheap thing to
do. There's something nice about somebody. You should have a scent. I think that is the message here. You should have a scent or multiple scents if you're like Noah. But as a guy, if you have no scent at all, it does something nice.
Does Kim still sell her perfume?
Kim Kardashian?
Yeah.
I thought you would know. You used to use Kim's.
I know. Is it
smelled
gone
really
now?
nice.
Because when she restructured like all of her beauty companies, I feel like maybe yes. Oh, because I think she did. Because I think they all like went on sale and stuff. I still have a big guy of the Crystal Gardenia. I love that.
That one smells
love
delish.
That one. The website's not loading, so I feel like maybe it actually is not.
Maybe
a thing.
Go to
or she was like restructuring it all to be under one name.
Like at a mall, will you try a scent? I got too nervous to do
if
that, so
I'm
I had
in
to order
Sephora,
it.
I will sometimes smell other things, but
totally.
Right, I've gone through a couple of scents. I used to wear Flower Bomb all the time. That was years. I wore Flower Bomb, which I still like. And then I went to Le Labo for a long time, and now I'm on this one.
Yeah. Sometimes I like to get them in duty free, like when in the airport, because then I have no issue. Like in the airport, I'm like, I'll never see any of these people ever again. I can spray the testers all over.
Wait, what's it called? Duty free?
In duty free.
What's that mean?
When you don't pay the tax on stuff.
Like when you go to an airport.
Yeah.
Somewhere, maybe like another island, like Aruba. When you land in Aruba, you go to the liquor store that's in the airport because it's duty free, and you buy a bunch of liquor there, and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is that why there's like watch stores in every airport?
Probably.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff. Yes.
All right.
That also just always makes me think of the SpongeBob episode as well.
Which one?
Remember when he has to go through the perfume department?
No.
And they go, the perfume department.
I don't remember that one.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you saw the scene, it would come back to you.
Probably.
It's an iconic early SpongeBob moment.
SpongeBob's still making new episodes?
No.
You know what? I kind of think
they were making SpongeBob episodes for a long time. Like
I thought they stopped a while ago.
No. It was still going on like a couple years ago.
I don't know.
Let's see. SpongeBob.
Is SpongeBob as big for like kids right now?
I don't think so.
The first episode date was May 1st, 1999. There is no last episode date.
Wow.
Nickelodeon to premiere new SpongeBob episodes in June 2023.
Damn.
How do they keep coming up with
ideas? He's still kicking.
How old is he, SpongeBob? He's like 40?
Hey, ageless.
SpongeBob
He's a sponge.
Is ageless. Damn. Some episodes of SpongeBob, they fucking hit.
Oh, yeah.
We all know no SpongeBob. No, it's not a SpongeBob person, but
they should do like SpongeBob all grown up. Like Rugrats all grown up.
Rugrats all grown up.
I was really doing, I was just doing it this morning when I was leaving and I was sad and I said to Joe, why SpongeBob? Mrs. Puff. Why SpongeBob?
There's some quotable ones. One of my favorites is, I don't really feel like it. That's a good one. You can use it all the time.
The only one I always use is Sandy, I need water.
Water.
I need it.
All right.
And that was the portion of the show where we quote
and
SpongeBob
that is
episodes.
Our SpongeBob segment.
Yep.
Where we do our worst,
our favorite SpongeBob
impressions.
Quote. We could probably do that forever because they're still putting out new episodes.
Right, exactly. But we're not going to.
No,
we're going to save your ears and we're going to move on to the rest of the podcast.
We are.
Although very sad, tragic news. We're going to be talking about the passing of actor Angus Cloud, which is just tragic all around. We're going to talk about that. We have more about that Cardi B drink throwing situation. Yeah. More of the story has been unveiled and maybe Cardi B was in the wrong. Not good. Lizzo. What
Major
the hell is going on there?
Against Lizzo and
a lot of allegations and her team, and it's not looking good for Lizzo.
Not good at all.
And Sammi and Ronnie reunite the Jersey Shore. Let's bring it back. Yep. And we have Cutting Stems. We're talking about the episode of The Bachelorette, which I would like to add, when we were watching The Bachelorette,
we did a full
I would like to add this.
Yes. A little think bubble just popped up above your head.
Totally forgot about Aaron and Brayden when I was going on about Charity sending home Aaron.
Yeah.
The love was more towards Aaron's family. And I forgot that Aaron was like the be a man, like you're be a real man guy.
Yeah.
And so I maybe wouldn't have been rooting for him so hard. I like don't care if Charity sent him home. I just more so liked Aaron's family.
He wasn't that, I don't know. He definitely was a little annoying with Brayden, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Other Aaron, the other Aaron was the more annoying Aaron.
I'm not against him. Yeah. I'm just saying I think I was more passionate because of his family.
Fair.
So.
Just put that disclaimer out
there.
Yeah,
I just want to put that out there. Anyways,
yep.
Let's get into the topics. Lots of traveling coming up, and we've been traveling a ton just for the past 6 months in general, and I've come to love a new travel bag in my life. I used it this weekend to travel to Maryland.
I use mine every weekend. Mine's sitting across the room.
It's so perfect. It is just the best bag that you can use for the weekend. It is the Base bag. It was created by actress Shay Mitchell, who we love, and the Base bags were to make a sleek and affordable bags. That was the goal, and they have done that. Bags, luggage, and accessories designed to help you travel effortlessly while still looking fashionable. Base has thought of everything you could ever want in a piece of luggage. 360-degree gliding wheels, a cushioned handle, built-in weight indicator, washable bags for your dirty clothes, and all the interior pockets you need to keep organized. Their luggage comes in multiple sizes and colors, and for shorter trips, the Weekender bag, which we have, the Weekender bag is perfect. I can't get enough of it. The zipper on the bottom that has that extra compartment to hold whatever it is, shoes, makeup, all the extra things that go on the bottom of that bag. It is so perfect and easy to use, and it has, like we just said, that place to store something separately, mostly shoes or anything else you want to throw on the bottom of that bag. Whether you're packing for a quick trip or looking to breeze through the security line, Base has your personal items covered. Right now, Base is offering our listeners 15% off your first purchase visiting basetravel.com/chicks. It is spelled BEIS travel.com/chicks. Once again, guys, this is a great offer. You guys are going to want to get these bags. They're so great. We're all using them. We're obsessed. Go to basetravel.com/chicks for 15% off your first purchase. Once again, that's BIS travel.com/chicks. So this was absolutely just devastating, tragic news yesterday. It was reported that Angus Cloud, he's an actor, most know him as Fez from Euphoria, passed away. His family put out a statement, And they said, which if you did not know, his dad passed away last week, which is obviously very awful. And his family put out a statement and said, "It is with the heaviest heart that we had to say goodbye to an incredible human today. As an artist, a friend, a brother and son, Angus was special to all of us in so many ways. Last week, he buried his father and intensely struggled with this loss. The only comfort we have is knowing Angus is now reunited with his dad, who was his best friend. Angus was open about his battle with mental health, and we hope that his passing can be a reminder to others that they are not alone and should not fight this on their own in silence. We hope the world remembers him for his humor, laughter, and love for everyone. We ask for privacy at this time as we are still processing this devastating loss."
Yeah. Absolutely terrible. 25 years old. We don't have the full details, but TMZ reported from the 911 call, possible overdose. Just absolutely awful. And you could only imagine that he was in a tough headspace. Like they said, you know, he just lost his dad. They were really, really close and going through that, and ways that maybe he was trying to cope with that loss that eventually led to this happening, which is just, it's tragic to lose somebody that young, to lose somebody for potentially that reason. It never feels like it's not, it hurts every single time.
Yeah, it's so shocking, and I feel so awful for his family and his friends. And, you know, like they said, obviously, I hope they're getting the privacy that they need while everyone sends their thoughts to them. It's a reminder to everybody, and I see people talking about this, and just a reminder that you really just never know what somebody is going through, and that can be really devastating to hear. Like, it's one of those things where you see a guy like him and he's an actor and everybody glamorizes the lifestyle, but everybody has, or some people have struggles of their own that they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And I just feel so awful for him and his family. I like you said, it hasn't been confirmed, but I think everyone is alluding to some sort of overdose or something of that sort.
Yeah.
But it's so scary, and I think a reminder, and I don't think you should live in fear every single day, but I think a reminder that anything could happen at any time is something that people should remember. I saw something on Sunday that really shook me up that I have not talked about. We were driving home from Maryland, and we were like a minute, maybe 2 minutes behind the worst accident I have ever seen. Like 4 or 5 cars, a car completely flipped over, destroyed. And as we were pulling up, it was the moment where everybody was running out of their cars. And like it had just happened. You could see the panic on everybody's faces. All the cars running out of their cars, running to the one car that was flipped over on its side. You saw the airbags, and you saw everybody running up to the car, banging on the windows to check to see if they were all right or what was going on. And it was one of those moments that really shakes you up for those people. You can't imagine in that moment what they're going through. Like, I cannot imagine the pain and how scared you are, but also just a reminder that like you just never know what can happen in life. And I think it's scary and it's awful. And I think everyone should check in on their friends. And I think that's, everyone always says that, but I think it's just, it's good to remember that sometimes.
Yeah. Life is extremely fragile. And we do forget that a lot of the times.
And I think it's like, when people, not to get that deep into the conversation, but it is obviously something that is so scary and devastating that, people get into meaningless fights and arguments and hold grudges and all these things. And like you said, life is so fragile. It's scary. So it's,
we're losing, and we've been losing far too many young people to drugs too. Like just now, even personal life wise, like knowing firsthand far too many people is just very, very sad.
Yeah.
So.
Very, very sad situation.
Yeah. Definitely praying for his family and also all of his friends. You know, I think everybody, especially his coworkers and everybody that worked with Angus on Euphoria, loved him and only had the best things to say about him. So you got to, think about all those people too, because he definitely touched a lot of lives as a person and a friend and a family member. So, yeah.
Not easy to move on to the next topic, but we will. We have updates on the Cardi B situation where maybe we didn't have all the details at first.
Isn't it crazy that a video can go so viral, and it's a good study into really like context too, right? And we're so quick to make a judgment about something we see online without maybe really knowing the whole story, and I think we're all guilty of that. But the initial video that we saw, it was like, oh boy, was this person in the wrong. And then when you saw now that it was 105 degrees in Vegas, it was super hot, and that Cardi B was saying, spray me with water, like I'm so hot, like basically having people throw, like, not, they're not dousing her with water, but it was like she was getting sprayed a little bit with water, and she had done that before going over to the other part of the stage where then that drink was thrown at her. Now, was the drink an alcoholic drink? Was it not water? Did she just like get hit way more than she wanted to? Like, was she done with that portion of the show and she didn't want anybody to throw anything at her, and then this last person threw something at her and she was upset about it? Sure, like it still looked like, maybe it wasn't water. Who knows? We don't know that detail. But knowing that other people were tossing water at her for her enjoyment makes you question how quickly she retaliated with the microphone throw.
It does change up the situation a little bit.
Yeah.
When you're asking for people to throw drinks at you and somebody throws a drink at you.
Right.
Even if it's like 10 minutes later.
My guess is it wasn't water, but who knows?
But her reaction was so fast. I guess you would know like that quickly if it wasn't water, but it seemed like instant. Like it was more about the
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't really know how you would know it that it was like such a quick reflex. My first thought would be like maybe smell, but I don't really know if you have if there was really enough time to get a full thought on what it was being thrown. But she did kind of get hit in the face, so maybe that's what she, was.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where none of us will ever know exactly what happened unless you were there, I guess.
Yeah.
And now it's hard to be like, yeah, get him, Cardi B.
Yeah, no.
When you were asking people to throw drinks at you.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Now
that is a dangerous game.
She might be getting in trouble.
It's a dangerous game. And I guess also she may have hit somebody that was not the person who threw the drink. Like when she threw the microphone, she may have hit the person that was next to the person who threw the drink.
Microphones can really hurt somebody if you throw them.
Yeah, those are super heavy.
Right. That'll take somebody out.
Yeah,
so
big time.
Not good.
Not good.
All right, moving on.
Also not good.
Yeah, another not good topic. Lizzo. A lot of allegations being thrown at Lizzo and her team.
Yeah.
Some are saying, or not some, the allegations are that Lizzo was weight shaming people. Apparently the captain of her dancers is being accused of sexual harassment. There's all different things being thrown at Lizzo and her team at this time.
Yeah, this happened in LA. Lawsuit filed Tuesday. 3 of Lizzo's former dancers have accused the singer of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. They also allege that she pressured one of them to touch a nude performer at an Amsterdam club and subjected the group to an excruciating audition after leveling false accusations that they were drinking on the job. The dancers accused Lizzo of calling attention to one dancer's weight gain, like you said, Rhea, and later berating and firing that dancer after she recorded a meeting because of a health condition. The suit filed in the Los Angeles Superior Court provided Also accuses the cap. So this is the sexual harassment part of it. Also accuses the captain of Lizzo's dance team of, I don't know what this word is. Proselytizing?
I saw that too and I was like, what?
Proselytizing? Proselytizing. Proselytizing. I do not know what that word means. To other performers and deriding those who had premarital sex while sharing lewd sexual fantasies, simulating oral sex, and publicly discussing the virginity of one of the plaintiffs. The suit does not say if Lizzo knew about the allegations linked to the dance captain, Shirlene Quigley, but the plaintiffs believe the singer was aware of their complaints about her, according to their lawyer. The hostile work environment, sexual harassment. The suit brings claims for religious and racial harassment, false imprisonment, interference with prospective economic advantage, and other allegations. Not every claim was brought against each defendant. The stunning nature of how Lizzo and her management team treated their performers seems to go against everything Lizzo stands for publicly, while privately she weight shames her dancers and demeans them in ways that are not only illegal but also demoralizing. That says their lawyer said in a statement. So there's like a bunch of instances talking about a dancer's weight. That they are dancers that came from Lizzo's competition show, the Amazon show, Watch Out for the Big Girls, and that they were on that show, and then the dancers were later fired, and then the third dancer was hired the same year after performing in the video Rumors, and then she resigned earlier this year. The Amsterdam club doesn't sound great either. I think it's like a thing there. This place is called Banana Bar, and the suit states that Lizzo's after parties were routine and non-mandatory, but alleges that those who attended were favored by the singer and had greater job security. At the club, Lizzo allegedly began inviting cast members to take turns touching the new performers, catching dildos launching from the performers' vaginas, and eating bananas protruding from the performers' vaginas.
Isn't that what Heidelberg did?
Lizzo, it's that place. It's the bar. Lizzo then turned her attention to Miss Davis and began pressuring Miss Davis to touch the breasts of one of the nude women. Davis declined, according to the suit, and Lizzo allegedly led a chant goading her to do so. After she declined 3 more times, the chant grew louder and more strident, demanding a visibly uncomfortable Miss Davis to engage with the performer. Afterward, Lizzo allegedly pressed a member of her security staff to get on stage and began yelling, "Take it off." Plaintiffs were aghast with how little regard.
I can't even imagine this is going on.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Like, I don't mean to laugh, but it's one of those things where like, what?
Plaintiffs were aghast with how little regard Lizzo showed for the bodily autonomy of her employees and those around her. A week later, after a show in Paris, Lizzo invited her dancers to a club so they would be able to learn something or be inspired by the performance. The suit says what Lizzo failed to mention when inviting the dancers to the performance was that it was a nude cabaret bar. The suit described their performance as artful, but the plaintiffs were shocked that Lizzo would conceal the nature of the event from them, robbing them of the choice not to participate. Racial harassment is linked to the suit as well. She's charged with racial and fat-phobic animus that were made by touring company employees. In one instance, the former dancers asked to be compensated for their downtime at a rate 50% of their weekly pay. An accountant allegedly responded to the request by offering 25% and scolding them for being unacceptable and disrespectful. Only the dance cast, comprised of full-figured women of color, were ever spoken to in this manner, the suit says. There's also claims of religious harassment, and then 2 dancers were fired in April and May. According to the suit, Williams lost her job April 26, days after she spoke up at a meeting in which she challenged an assertion from Lizzo that the dancers were drinking before performances. The day before, Lizzo had told the group that they would have to audition again, a move that prompted what the suit described as an excruciating 12-hour rehearsal. If Lizzo was dissatisfied with their performances, the suit alleges the dancers would be fired and sent home. During the rehearsal, Davis was so fearful that she'd lose her job if she went to the bathroom, she soiled her pants. She was given a see-through outfit with no undergarments to finish the performance. When Lizzo raised the issue again the following day, Williams responded saying the dancers didn't drink. The suit says the singer then allegedly offered what the suit described as a mocking reply, "Well, if you're not, then good for you all." 5 days later, Lizzo's tour manager fired Williams in a hotel lobby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly,
it's a lot to take in.
It goes on more. Like, there's still more stuff.
Truth hurts.
That another one was, Noah.
I had to do it. Sorry.
Oh man. Okay, so like there's if you want to go online you can read what else has happened, but
it's extensive.
It's just like not our place to comment on in any way, right? Like no matter what you say about this,
right?
Like
look,
if this person was uncomfortable by all of these things,
there's no way to really speculate on this. This is like this is actually us just reading the news kind of vibe where it's like this is happening in the world.
This is what's happening right now.
These dancers have filed this suit against Lizzo and this is what they said happened.
Yeah. And
not good.
Not our place to speculate.
And all of those things are really, really terrible. And it's extremely disappointing to hear from somebody. Because like they said, like Lizzo has this aura about her and people feel empowered by her and they love her and her songs do that for people, and to hear that she behaves this way behind the scenes is awful and, like I said, incredibly disappointing.
It's incredibly disappointing, especially because it's like this with so many people, that famous people,
you're not
artists,
standing for anything that you actually stand for.
Whatever. They are all talk. Not all of them, but a lot of them are all talk. And behind the scenes, they are not who they portray they are.
Yep.
That's why you can't live and die by these people. You just can't.
I know. This is like just really fucked up and disappointing.
You know, imagine I bet there's a lot of people out there that got a Lizzo tattoo.
Probably.
or other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know.
Don't get artists tattooed on your body.
No.
Just saying.
Very sad.
I don't know why I went to that point, but I just did because you it's like because my brother has so many tattoos and like he always wants this tattoo, that tattoo, and we're always like, be careful who you get tattooed on you.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyways, not good at all.
Very bad.
Last topic. Riveting. Sammi and Ronnie.
They're back.
They are back. Filming together.
Yeah, I'm surprised Sammy's back. You know, she has said many times that she would never, ever, 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 ever go back. And
I bet they offered her a pretty penny.
Yeah. Look, it's as they should, because this is this is interesting.
Yes, it is.
You know?
People for years have been like, let's see Sammi and Ronnie together. Let's see Sammi and Ronnie together.
Yep.
I don't think Sammi has any feeling towards Ronnie whatsoever.
So she said she feels like he is a coworker.
That makes sense. Good for her.
Yeah.
That's how he should be looked at, honestly.
She's like, I'm, 30-something years old now. It's somebody that I dated in my early 20s. I've had multiple relationships since then. Like, I wish him the best, hope he's happy in his life, but I got,
And if you rewatch the old episodes of Jersey Shore, Ronnie was so awful to Sammi, but Sammi was always painted as like the annoying girlfriend. But if you watch it back, you're like, oh my God, he was so bad.
Yep. Completely. So she's back, and then he has returned to the show in a very reduced role after obviously he's had issues as well.
There was a long while where we were talking about Ronnie,
like every single episode,
years ago.
It was just one thing after the next with his last relationship, but Sammi said she gave the show another chance after becoming more mature and having the ability to handle situations differently than when she was 22 years old. She says, I'm just hoping that it all goes well this time around, and if it doesn't, I'll just leave again. Great way to think about it. She's like, I'm trying it, and if it's awful, I can always leave again.
That is true.
But she's back, and I'm actually very interested to see that Jersey Shore family vacation. New season premieres Thursday, August 3rd. So August 3rd, Thursday, 8/7 Central on MTV. You can get your fists up, get fist bumping, and get ready to see Sammi return. I feel like this is, it's a big thing because every year they kept doing it and the cast seemed to get smaller and smaller, or they brought in other people, or it was kind of like acquaintances and stuff. But this is like all back to the OGs and seeing what's going on with them. So Jersey Shore family vacation, new season premieres, like I said, Thursday, Jersday, August 3rd at 8/7 Central on MTV.
There you go.
All right, let's get into some Bachelorette chatter. We have cutting stems. But first, guys, let me remind you, if you want to chill, you want to crack open a nice cold Coors Light while you listen to the recap, no one is going to stop you because eventually everyone's going to think about that day when they get to relax, sit back, retire. You don't have to work anymore. You can just watch The Bachelorette and live life. Everyone fantasizes about that time, but who says we have to wait decades before we get to kick back and chill out? Take advantage of that free will and spend the summer chilling like a retiree and pair those moments with Coors Light right here, the beer that's made to chill. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold, so you know when it's time to grab another. Right here, those blue mountains. I got a nice cold beer in my hand. It's perfect for all your summer plans or lack thereof. No judgment here. So, like I said, it's perfect for all those times you want to chill. It's summer. We got one solid month of August left. It's August 1st. Let's get into that state of mind where we are going to chill for August and do it with a nice cold Coors Light. So this summer, chill like you're retired with Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Jerzday or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Welcome back to Cutting Stems, the Bachelorette after show. Once again, it's ladies' night because Trent is very busy with golf things, I guess. And I know we downplay everything Trent does with the golf stuff. And normally it deserves it. But, this week they had a very big production. Barstool did a whole tournament announcing the whole thing. So you know what? I'll give it to them because they crushed it. They did a great job. Trent had to sweat his ass off for 4 days straight. Yeah. So I'll let this one. I think we can let this one slide. But there's only so many episodes left. And I feel like he's done 2 cutting stems.
Agreed. We're all proud of him. We're proud of Trent. We're proud of his hard work. We're proud of him having to expose his own heart rate on TV in front of everybody watching. That sucks. But yeah, TikTok.
Yeah. I think this is just what we expect from him, and that's okay. He's a busy guy and he has work to do.
I know. It's just like how many weeks, he had his big moment. It's been forgotten because he hasn't even gotten to talk about it,
Ladies, it doesn't matter. We have more important things to talk about. I'm kind of fired up about this episode, and I'm very upset as well.
Ooh. I will say we're definitely down to the point where I think all 3 of us can confidently say we don't know what direction Charity is going to go with here. I don't think any of us have seen any spoilers, so we're not feeling like we know really too much. And she's got a bunch of great guys left. So it was hometowns. She went to everybody's hometown, met everybody's family. Honestly, they all went pretty well, but we can go through them one by one, give the thoughts on all of them. So Aaron had the first hometown. I believe they were in Houston.
Yes.
Yep. And his mom just was cooking up a storm, made all this food for them, the family. They just seemed like a lovely family that just was very accepting of Charity, and they really made it seem like Aaron was ready for this part of his life.
They were such great people. I couldn't love them more. I was like, this is it. Charity is in with this family. They are so loving. They are so accepting. They are understanding of the process, cautious, but understanding. They love Christmas. They want Charity to come for Christmas and have a great time. Just a nice family, just a beautiful family. I loved them so much. I was like, that's it. Charity's got to go with Aaron.
I couldn't agree more. I thought that the feeling, it was so much like she was already a part of the family. They were so welcoming. They were so sweet. Everything was pretty seamless, especially considering that Aaron is the one that she, I guess, has had the least amount of time with or hasn't been able to really sit and make this connection with. It seemed so perfect, everything about it. And I'm pretty sure at the end of it, she said, can't wait to come back. So, I heard that and I went, okay, she wouldn't be saying that. But, our girl, she can't pitch a perfect game every time. Like, she'll make mistakes. But Aaron was, yeah.
And I do delightful family. Like, really just delightful, top to bottom.
Amazing. Yep.
I do think like Charity dropped a couple hints that made me a little nervous about it, just because she's like, Aaron and I haven't had as much time as everybody else. So like there were certain things I was like, ooh, is she gonna kind of be like, maybe she hasn't just spent enough time with him? But he did tell her he was falling in love with her. And obviously that was a very big thing. And she seemed very, very happy about it. But I sometimes first hometown, did it go like when you go first, you just recency bias. Like it's just, you're like, oh, is that the easiest one to cut? Because it was the first one. And of course I know like sometimes maybe that wasn't actually the first one. But that's the order in which we saw it. And she did allude to Aaron when she was with Joey, like before Joey. So I don't know what order they decided to do it in, but that went so well. Joey's hometown in Pennsylvania also seemed great. They played tennis. Family seemed super sweet. I would say the big block here, the big question mark was Uncle Joey. Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe seemed maybe a tad too involved in Joey's life. Like, I get it. It's your uncle, but like, this isn't your dad was just chilling, like, and was totally fine. But Uncle Joe had a lot to say.
I was just not a fan of Uncle Joe at all. Uncle Joe was giving me weird vibes that he was like way too involved about Joey and like way too protective of like, of course your family members are going to be protective of you in the right way where they don't want you to get hurt, just like any other family member wouldn't want. But like Uncle Joe was giving me weird vibes and I didn't like him at all. Like I was like, who does this guy think he is? Kind of, you know your nephew, but to this extent, do you know your nephew that well?
I was confused a little bit because usually when there's an uncle that comes in and it's like, that's my fucking man, Uncle Joe, like that's him, like whatever. Usually that means that there wasn't like a father figure in your life and maybe he's taken over and it's like, wow, I really look up to him. Like he raised me basically. Like there's always some kind of story like that. So I expected like Joey's father to be MIA. But then when his dad shows up, it's like, all right, well, so Uncle Joe is just way too involved here. And I don't know if maybe he's just like a guy that wants to be on TV. It's like maybe he's this loud and I'm the family member who's going to bring the noise. Like, okay, in that case, fine. Yes, you did just that. But I don't think that Joey needs to be thinking about what Uncle Joe is saying to run his life. I think that he can run his own life.
Yeah, Uncle Joe is like the uncle who thinks they know you better than your parents.
Yes, exactly.
Like, where's the Joey I know? And it's like the Joey you know left 10 years ago, Uncle Joe. How about that? I'm a grown man.
Like, still treats him like a little kid or something. Like, I don't know. He spoke highly of his uncle, obviously. So there's something with the connection there, but maybe they didn't say it enough or like explain it enough because it felt a little
obviously it's his namesake.
That's what I'm saying. So like, where is the, does he, I don't know. What's the connection? Why are we so obsessed with Uncle Joe? Why are we doing everything that we can to make sure that this, goes the way Uncle Joe says? Like, where's our brains when Uncle Joe?
Uncle Joe is like the uncle who expects Joey to grow up and be just like him.
Yeah,
he's
for
like,
sure.
I'm Joe. He's Joe. We're both gonna grow up and be Joe.
Both play tennis.
Like I just was not feeling him at all, and it made me feel kind of bad for Joey because I do think Charity really likes Joey a lot. Like I just get this feeling that she almost likes Joey the most.
For sure.
And I think that threw her off a lot because obviously when you hear someone be like, is Joey being himself? And you're like, well, I thought he was, but since you brought it up, Uncle Joe, I'm not quite sure now.
I agree completely with that being especially in the way of like Charity likes him the most. Charity, I think, talks about him the most, is ready to say I love you to him the most. After this like family date situation, Joey's at the bottom of my list. Like I don't want Joey in there anymore at all. I don't know if I trust him. His family made me not trust him. Like there's something. It made my number one, and now he's not.
It made me really worried about because like, I don't know, there's something you have to worry about it when your family, like, I don't know, maybe Joey went through some breakups or like Joey's the kind of guy that kind of loses himself in a relationship. And because it kind of felt like that was sort of the fear that Uncle Joe was having too. Like he kind of like, is he being the guy that Charity wants, or is he being himself, like kind of conforming to somebody else? So that like kind of made me a little worried, and obviously made Charity worried. The end of their date was kind of awkward, and Charity blatantly said, she was like, I'm ready to tell Joey that I'm falling in love with him. And I think she probably would have done it at the end of that hometown if it went better, but that definitely planted some doubt in her head about what his intentions are. And like now it's like even if Joey is saying all the right things and it feels genuine, she's gonna have fucking Uncle Joe's voice in the back of her head being like, well, shit, if his own family is saying this, questioning him, like I shouldn't question him.
That's not my Joey.
Like, yeah. Like what the fuck? It makes sense. Was he like engaged or something before? Like, did we hear anything about his dating?
I don't think so.
It's weird. Even the conversation with his mother, who I felt was, I think I wrote down that she's very weepy. She's like a weepy mom, you know? My mom would be the same as like
maybe that's why he ran away to Hawaii. Like, you know,
no, honestly, like, maybe that could be right.
I would like to know like how he ended up in Hawaii. Maybe he had a bad breakup. He fucking ran away to Hawaii.
Yeah, could have.
That's true.
Exactly. Something weird could have gone down, like whatever. His mom's very weepy. I'm seeing kind of a dramatic family. So I'm wondering, and this is again, maybe I'm projecting my own life. I know that like however dramatic my family is not it's not directly reflective of how I actually am. Maybe a little bit on the surface, like whatever. But I'm wondering now are we like judging Joey because of his family, and his family just like wasn't a great family, especially right after Aaron's, which Aaron's family was so good. And then we see Joey's family who's like mixing, you know, trying to like shake shit up. And I just didn't like it at all. And he's on the bottom of my list, like I said, but I'm worried about him moving forward. I can't tell if we should be worried about him or he just has a dramatic family.
I agree, Kelly. I think it was the back-to-back because Aaron's family was so great. Like I was so high on Aaron's family that I was ready to shit on the next family, no matter who they were. Like it could have been anybody and I would have been like, they're no Aaron's family. But I do think you bring up an interesting point. I don't think you can automatically judge Joey off of his family because there are so many examples of people just like, that's life. You're not exactly like your family members.
Yeah.
I will say like even his mom, I don't know if the conversation cut or what happened, but he was like explaining the conversation he had with Charity about being an interracial couple. And his mom was just like, but how could she not love you? And it was like, this, like, she just immediately jumped to like you said, weepy, like very, you know, so I do wonder if Joey got very hurt in the past and that's kind of what we're seeing here. But yeah, anything following up Aaron's family just wasn't going to be it.
I know. I do kind of think too, like, I wonder if the family took a vote before and it was like, hey, one of us has got to bring up that this is crazy, that we're like on the Bachelorette. And he's like, and maybe like his parents were like, hey, we don't want that heat. Like, we don't want to be that parent that's like it's a show. Like there's maybe Uncle Joe was like, I'll do it. I volunteer. Right. I will be the bad guy in this scenario because somebody had to do it. And obviously Uncle Joe felt comfortable enough doing it. So Charity definitely left that date, I think, feeling like a little iffy. Honestly, after that, I was like, ooh, this could be the end for Joey. I didn't know really if their connection would be strong enough to keep it going. I mean, it was, but I was definitely questioning that. And then she went to Cincinnati, right?
I was honestly losing track of the places we were in, but I know it's Xavier.
Yeah, I keep forgetting too. Adorable. Xavier really just, you know, can't do anything wrong. Truly, it seems at this point. They went to a freaking yarn class. They were knitting. Like he went home.
It was really
His family
sweet.
was so sweet. They were so excited. Xavier's mom was so sweet. It was another one that just, they knocked it out of the park also. It was a really good hometown date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The yarn was really sweet.
Yeah. I think that was nice in the way too, that he was with that little group, and that group was all very like, yeah, this helped me get through XYZ. It keeps my hands busy. It's
yes.
like showing their emotions and stuff. I was like, this is a really genuine, sweet thing. And like, I wouldn't have expected that out of any of the guys. Like that's just not something you expect out of somebody. Like, hey, listen, I'm going to bring you to a knitting class. It might be a little weird, but I promise it's like therapeutic. It's like a sweet thing. We all kind of come together. And I loved that. And I think that is a great reflection on Xavier and who he is as a person. I think that just means he's like in touch with his emotions and, whatever. And I love him for that. Other than that, I would say his family was fine. Again, not Aaron's family though. Like I kept putting it up against Aaron's family, and like they were fine, but everything else was kind of boring. Like I didn't get like a overly crazy spark. I didn't feel like any drama. I didn't feel anything. It was just kind of like, all right, we're here. This is family. They're nice. Moving on. Like the knitting thing really stood out, but everything else kind of like.
Yeah, it does seem like, Xavier does seem like a guy that has his shit together, right? And that's kind of been his MO this whole time. It was very sweet to hear him talk with his mom. His mom has MS, and like how that has affected him, like in the field that he has gone into, and his mom talking about how he said that he's ready for kids and he wants to be a dad. And like, I just feel like Charity is hearing all the right things from him. They have been like that. Like, it's just been a very steady incline. Like there's been no bumps. There's been no like too high, too low. It's just been like so steady. So I don't know if like eventually they'll hit something, but right now, like, I feel like with Aaron, it kind of plateaued, which was the issue. Dine has kind of gone like up really, really fast. Same with Joey. But Xavier's just riding that cool wave straight into the top 3, which has been good. It was definitely a good hometown date. And then Dotton's hometown date was also great. You knew they were setting up, right? Like after Dotton said, oh, my parents, they're in Nigeria. They go on this trip. After then it cut to Charity, when Charity was like, it really is sad that they couldn't be here. I'm meeting everybody else's parents. Like in my mind, I was like, oh no, they're going to be so much. This is going to bury Dotton because she's not going to meet the parents. And then I was like, oh, they're bringing that. They talked about it way too much. I'm like, they're bringing out these parents.
Oh yeah, these parents are showing up for sure. Yes,
100%. So cute. His mom was so adorable. Yes. I loved that. Like just like Aaron's family, they were accepting of the process, even how crazy it is. Like they were like, we understand. Once again, don't want him to get hurt, but like they love Charity. I do enjoy how much it seems like every family really loves Charity. And I think that she like really represents herself really well in all of these situations. But they were so cute. And like his dad, when they asked, like, you think he's ready? And they were all like, yeah, I think he is ready. I think that's really sweet. I think because Uncle Joe was like, I think he's going to be a great husband and dad one day, but no, I don't think he's ready.
Yeah.
And maybe that's honest. Maybe he really doesn't think he's ready. But I think it's nice to have that confidence in your son or your nephew to be like, yeah, I do think they would be great. And I think they are ready for that.
I think you're 100% spot on. One of the parts that stood out to me most, I'm not sure who it was that said this. It might've been like a brother or an uncle or something, not one of his parents, not one of Dotton's parents, but they said that he was just such a loyal person and that he's never even like, he's with someone and that's who he's with. And he puts all of it in there and, whatever. And I feel like the families will usually do a good job of like hyping up their son or daughter, whatever. It depends on what kind of season it is. But I really loved how hyped they were for Dotton. Like they really like spoke so well of his character, and that it honestly made me like him more. Like I liked him already. And I thought that he and Charity have like a great connection. I think that he's so serious, but he's like a calm presence. And I feel like she really just responds well to that. And I just really think that what they said about it made him that much better. And then, of course, we have the montage of childhood photos while we're sitting on, that's like the cutest shit of all time. Like they really stacked that up to be the cutest one, which I appreciated.
Yeah. I will say, like, casting, they did a good job because it really does feel like, especially with hometowns, you get a lot of parents that seem pretty nervous that their kid is in this position, right? Like, I feel like Joey was really the only one that you could kind of feel that. And it just, I think, speaks to, and I hope I'm not fucking jinxing it with whatever one of them does next, but it just feels like those other three, their families were so aware of how ready for like an engagement and just doing this whole process. Like, they were all very accepting of that, which makes me think that those guys are all very like emotionally mature enough where they're like, hey, mom, dad, family members, I'm going on the Bachelorette. Like, we'll see what happens, but I really want to find a connection. It just made it all feel like much more genuine that they're all three of those guys are like really in it for charity and for having that connection and for proposing at the end. And I felt that way from Joey too, but you felt a little bit more iffy from his family compared to the family of these other guys were just like, hey, if Charity is the one, we're happy. We're ready to go. Like, we'll love Charity. Like, that was every other family was so ready for it. So I thought I think that says a lot about the sons in that situation, that all the families were so confident in like them making that decision. Don's grandma, by the way, oh my gosh, she was the cutest.
What a woman. I loved her. I loved her. I loved his whole family. I would say Dotton's family, I liked second best to Aaron. It was like Aaron,
same.
Xavier, Joe.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, sad, but when it came down to it, she did not pick Aaron to go to the top three.
I was so upset by this.
Devastated.
I just really felt like, I don't know. Obviously, you don't know what Charity's feeling. I hope that she's not still chasing. I don't know how to word this, but the way that she talks about her past relationship was that it was like toxic, on and off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hope that she isn't chasing a little bit of that, like.
Right.
I don't know how to explain it.
Aaron almost Aaron almost feels like too stable.
Right. Like right. It's safe. It's stable.
She wants a little bit of a challenge, maybe.
Right. But it's loving and it's kind and it's great. And I feel like, but like I said, we don't know. But I hope she's not chasing that challenge still. And that maybe Aaron was just a little too sweet, a little too easy for her. Maybe there's more of a spark. I mean, there's 3 other great guys there. So there very well could be more of a spark with them. I just think their family and their Christmas time sold me.
Yeah, it's hard.
I know. Dotton was honestly the only one that I was like confident in. I was like, this guy is getting a rose. The other 3, I could be. It's a toss up. I thought of who could go home. But like I said, I kind of felt like it was maybe a little bit of a recency bias, and Aaron was the only one that Charity pointed out, like, oh, I haven't had as much time, so maybe things just the feelings just hadn't progressed as much as they had with the other guys.
It makes sense. It makes sense. And I really thought, like, going into it, the 4 guys, I was like, all right, whatever happens here, Aaron's going home because she knows him the least. And that's always how it goes. But then when I saw the family interactions, I was like, oh, I think it's going to be somebody else. And then the back-to-back, Aaron being so great and Joey leaving her suddenly with all these questions, I thought she was going to make a rash choice and get rid of Joey. Like, I thought for sure that was what was going to happen.
And look,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it makes this top 3 a little bit riskier, because I'm not quite sure what these guys are going to be ready for. I know, like, everything with Don, we keep hearing that it's too much of a fairy tale, like too good to be true. Like, that worries me. Xavier, like, also is definitely shared that he's a little nervous about a proposal at the end of it. Not that he's not ready for the commitment, but like really like the actual proposal. And Joey seems very ready for it, but like, is he just saying it? Does he really mean it? Aaron, I think, was the only one that I 100% believed like would get down on one knee at the end and like 100% mean it and like be ready for it and not have any like side worries about it. And these other 3 guys, I think, maybe there could be a worry.
Do we think there's any possibility that Charity is not ready for an engagement And the reason I bring that up is because I know that she didn't pick Aaron, so clearly maybe it had something to do with Aaron. Like, it's just sometimes about the person. And I think that when she was with Aaron's family and they asked her, like, are you ready to get engaged? And she was like, no, but it was about Aaron.
Yeah.
Do you think that part of her feels that way about all of them? Or do you think so. There's one that she's definite about?
I don't know if there's one that she's definite about, but I feel like she definitely wants to get engaged. And I think we've talked about that with like other bachelorettes, right? And the phenomenon of just like being the bachelorette. And I think like you get such tunnel vision and you want to do well. And I feel like when you get to this point, if you don't get an engagement, it just feels like a massive disappointment. So I feel like she definitely wants an engagement.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Like it's not really a disappointment in real life, but in the scheme of like the show, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that vibe from her that she's wanting engagement. I think you're right when she was kind of wishy-washy. I think it was more that was because of the person it is. She's not trying to like get anybody's hopes up. I also think that that's weird when I feel bad for the Bachelor and Bachelorette whenever they visit the families and the families ask those things. Like they ask, like, are you ready for an engagement? Like if he gets on one knee tomorrow, are you going to say yes? Because it puts them in an equally difficult position. Because it's like they want to say yes, but they don't want to be like, yeah, but I'm, remember I'm dating 3 other guys. Like it might not be your son. So it's just, it puts them in a weird spot that I feel like you just say, yeah, I don't know. Maybe not.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, let's cut some stems, give out some roses. Who wants to go first?
Ooh, you go, girl.
I'm going to cut Uncle Joe's stem.
Snip, snip.
Uncle Joe.
I didn't like his vibes.
Yeah.
I don't care that you can play tennis. So can my nono. Don't care.
No, it's like we get it, like we get it. You play tennis.
You want me to break out my racket?
Tennis. Even though I can
fucking break out a racket. I'm pretty good at tennis too.
That's what I'm saying. Don't act like you're the patron saint of tennis, Uncle Joe.
Right. Come on.
All right. Well, that's a good one.
And then I'm going to give my rose to obviously Aaron's family. Love them.
Oh, yes.
And I am going to be following along to see what they do for Christmas. I don't know. The dad really sold me on like, she was like, I really feel in love. And he was like, just wait till Christmas time. And I was like, I want to see Christmas time. I want to see Christmas time.
He said it so many times. And
Aaron, show us Christmas at your house. Show us December.
Right. Like you tell him, just bring him for Christmas. Like that's how we know it's for real. If we bring him for Christmas.
Do a Christmas special on Aaron's family. ABC.
I'm sad that she won't even be there. Yeah, ABC do Christmas, like a Christmas special. Like
have Aaron's family host 25 Days of Christmas on ABC.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. What do you got, Kelly?
Let's see. I'm gonna cut the stem of I'm gonna cut the stem of Joey. I'm going to cut Joey's stem because I feel like Joey didn't do enough to convince us that his family was just being his family. You know what I mean? I need a little bit more out of him. I need him to have a little more self-awareness about like the situation. There was a point where he was talking to mom and he was like, Mom, chill. Like that was fine. But like, we need more of that for Charity. She's clearly like not okay. She was crying and he was like, happy tears ? And she was like, I don't really know. Maybe like let's have a conversation here.
I don't know
Clearly
if he
not
knew.
Happy tears. Joey.
I don't know if he knew how bad Uncle Joey was.
I don't think he knew either, but he should have known. So I'm going to cut his stem to that.
Okay.
Cut his stem. I'm going to give my rose to Dotton's family because they were lovely and they deserve shine as well. With a special little asterisks next to his grandmother. Because I love her as well.
Damn, she
Uncle
was so
Joe
nice.
could take some
I don't know
notes.
who I'm going to give mine to now.
Uncle Joe could take some notes.
Could take some notes. It's unbelievable.
I need hold my Coors Light.
That guy really pissed me off. I don't know why. Sorry.
No, it's beyond. He's a little bit like, and maybe it's just his name is Joe. I'm thinking like Joe Gorga. Like he's just like he's not actually like him, but kind of in that way that like I'm too involved in your life, Joe Gorga way. Where I'm
just like step back.
Yeah, chill.
Oh, Joey wasn't putting on the performance of a lifetime on the tennis courts. Sorry, Uncle Joe.
Right, like relax. You don't have to like.
You know what it is? I assume that when Joey and Uncle Joe are playing tennis together, they're like, and like Joey wasn't giving that, and so Uncle Joe was like, "Where's my Joey?" That fucking grunts on the tennis courts.
I know.
Where's my competitive Joey?
The way he said it was also so funny. He was like, I was just getting a vibe from him on the court that he just wasn't really.
It's not my usual boy on the courts.
Like,
so bizarre. Okay, I'm gonna give my rose to the knitting circle.
Oh, that's a good one.
I thought that was very sweet.
You scared me. I thought you were cutting it. I was going to
no. I'm giving my
rose.
I don't know what I'm cutting. Honestly, I don't know what I'm cutting. I feel like you guys cut the good stuff. I'm giving my rose to the knitting circle. I love that. And I'm going to cut. You know, this is mean, but it just feels like an easy answer because I would normally also go with Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna mix it up, and I just feel like I'm just gonna go with Jesse Palmer. He's the easy out. He's the easy out. I'm sorry, Jesse, but like I don't know what it is. And I don't know if it's just because he is a good host, but that like. Maybe The Bachelor and The Bachelorettes feel differently in the conversation, but when you watch The Bachelor, in this case, when you watch Charity explain to him how all the dates went and how she's feeling, and he's talking to her, I just feel like he does not give a flying fuck.
No, his face is so like,
like he's just hitting his lines, he's asking the questions, but it's like, he's like, oh. And he's like, oh, we haven't even talked about Joey. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's
not as engaged as I would like him to be.
I just feel like if you brought in like an ex-bachelorette or multiple ex-bachelorettes and you having that conversation, like when it was Caitlyn and Tayshia, like they could have those conversations and it felt legit. It felt like they were helping them. When Jesse has those conversations, like, it's not helping anybody except filling airtime of Charity talking about it. Like the feedback Jesse gives her, I don't think is super helpful. It's just like, yeah, that's yeah. He's just, I'm like, okay.
Like it's like he's there to like, we know that those moments are there to fill time and get sound bites and hear their opinions on what happened in the day and whatever. But that doesn't mean that you have to like stick to the script, Jesse. Like you can like butt in and you can improv.
Yeah, this is like kind of a
conversation. You know,
this is kind of a bad comparison. But I was watching a couple new episodes of Temptation Island.
Oh God, how's that going?
And Mark Wahlberg, the host of
phenomenal host.
He is host and therapist in one. When he sits at those bonfires, he is cracking these contestants open like an egg. Like he is analyzing them. Like they'll make comments and he'll be like, well, Josh, do you feel that way because of the trauma you talked about last week in your last relationship? And Josh is like, damn, Mark, you're so right. Like
Mark Wahlberg
digs deep. Give me a little more. Give me a little more.
Get involved.
A little more compassion.
Temptation Island at all.
Oh, Temptation Island is fantastic.
Temptation Island is it's
so
good.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Temptation Island is
my
great.
mom involved. My mom loves Mark Wahlberg. I bet she would love that, especially if he's playing therapist. She'll love that.
Well, wait, it's not actually Mark Wahlberg.
Wait. Nope. I remember that as soon as I said it. I forgot.
My friend is the joke because his name is Mark Wahlberg, but
I knew that. I knew that. I was so shocked though. I was so shocked.
So funny every time.
Every time.
Friend, do you remember the day that I figured this out? And I was like, Mark Wahlberg is hosting this show. Immediately started watching it, and I could not stop laughing that this guy's name was Mark Wahlberg. Just couldn't stop.
Totally forgot and then immediately remembered this entire thing.
No, it's great.
Everything I said, I'm not going to tell my mom about the show. She's not going to like it.
This Mark Wahlberg is even better.
I know.
But imagine a show where Mark Wahlberg, like the actor Mark Wahlberg is.
Yeah, that'd be unbelievable. Like that's why I'm like, why are we talking about this?
Oh man, honestly, it's funny every time. That
really is.
I can't believe I just
every single time.
It never gets old.
Okay, to wrap up, I want everyone to throw out their predicted winner. You have to pick one.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick Dotun. That's my official pick.
Listen, I want it to be Dotun. I really do, really bad. I think he's the number one choice. I think she picks Joey.
I love that. I love that. I see that story.
Probably right.
I think Dotun is the obvious number one choice here, and I think she would be silly not to choose him. But I think she's going to go with Joey.
Yep.
And I have to say, I really thoroughly enjoyed this episode.
Me too.
That's what I said. I feel like we're spoiler free. We got great guys. It really feels like it's about finding love.
Yeah.
Feels good. It's been it's one of my favorite seasons so far. I've loved this season, like all the way.
Pour one out for the good guys.
Cheers to finding love, huh?
Cheers for the good guys of this show.
Exactly. It has been a good guys season besides like 2 guys, so that's pretty good. All right, I think that wraps it up for this episode of Cutting Stems. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we will be back next week for Fantasy Suites. Maybe with Trent, probably not.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will be back on Friday. Make sure you keep subscribing, and thank you to everybody who has subscribed already. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you on Friday.